Okay, everybody, back with more. The second half of the Dinosaur Diary, and as promised, we're finna feature our next Stegosaur, and that means after this we only have 2 more Stegosaurs to cover, right? Yep. So the Stegosaurs are almost completed. And what you're looking at, which I didn't mention earlier, is the top overview of my Eurasia Safari Park, basically. So, without further ado, let's get started and introduce our next entry in the Dinosaur Diaries, Huayangosaurus, Taibaii. Alright, let's get started in this one, because this one is more lengthy than Spinosaurus's. And in retrospect, I wish they could have gave Spinosaurus some respect, like they're doing for Huayangosaurus here, and filled out its entry in this on the slot where I've been reading my Dinosaur Diaries from, for this Jurassic World / park, appearances or history, so to speak. So let's get started. Huayangosaurus means Huayang lizard. Diet, as you just saw it doing, is herbivorous. It had a height of 4 feet, which is 1.3 meters, and a length of 13 feet, which is 4 meters, which is a little bit smaller than Spinosaurus, but not that much smaller. Had a weight of 1,000 pounds. Just like Spinosaurus and Chungkingosaurus, Huayangosaurus was found in China. Born from an egg like majority dinosaurs, and on his only game appearance is right here in Jurassic World Evolution. It says that Huayangosaurus is a very important member of the same family to which Stegosaurus belongs. It is the oldest known member of the Stegosaur family, and it seems to demonstrate how these dinosaurs evolved the place along their backs. Huayangosaurus was less than half the size of his later family members. This dinosaur is considered one of the most important fossils to be discovered in China. It is one of only 2 Stegosaurs to be found with an associated skull. Huayangosaurus exhibits many characteristics of its evolutionarily transitional species. The plates along its back become more spike-like the closer they are to the tail. Get a good look at that. Let's bring that in. Yeah. Kind of what you see exhibited in dinosaurs like Kentrosaurus and Huayangosaurus, because Kentrosaurus has a similar feature as when you get closer to its tail, the dorsal spines there start becoming spike-like, while the spines that run down his neck and back are more, stegosaurian, so to speak. It says that this supports the theory that stegosaur plates evolved from spikes. The skull and teeth are also more primitive than later stegosaurs, as this species still had premaxillary teeth, which disappeared in later stegosaurs. Oh, I'm having fun. It says that for Jurassic World Evolution, Huayangosaurus will appear in this game. Its body is a light brown color with darker brown across its back. So that's all we have on it, but like I said, that's still pretty short, right? So what we have here is, once again, some more excerpts from what was found online. More like that it was from the Middle Jurassic, living about 165 million years ago. And once again, Ceratosaurus is getting himself into trouble. We're going to talk about its description and its discovery and species name. And same with Gigantospinosaurus. So you might hear some stuff that was already just repeated. Like other stegosaurians, Huayangosaurus was a quadrupedal herbivore with a small skull and spiked tail. Like its more famous relative Stegosaurus, Huayangosaurus bore the distinctive double row of plates that characterize all the stegosaurians. These plates rose vertically along its arched back. In Huayangosaurus, the plates were more spike-like than in Stegosaurus. Like Stegosaurus, however, it bore two pairs of long spikes extending horizontally near the end of its tail. Basically, it's talking about its thagomizers. That's what I believe those ended up being called. The spikes on the tails of the stegosaurians were called thagomizers. It says that Huayangosaurus was one of the smallest known stegosaurs, just coming in at 4.5 meters, which is 14 to 15 feet in length. So like I said, around the size of Gigantospinosaurus and just a little bit smaller than it. Because it did say it was one of the smallest, not the smallest. Now, for its discovery, it says that in 1979 and 1980, remains from 12 stegosaurian individual animals, were recovered from the Dashampu quarry near Zhejiang in Sichuan, same place as Gigantospinosaurus, which means these two dinosaurs may have, or more than likely, lived in the same area, coexisted in the same habitat. They were named and described by Dong Jiming, Tang Zulu, and Zhao Shiwu in 1982. Please help me. I am butchering these names. The type species is Huayangosaurus taibaii. The generic name refers to Huayang, an old name for Sichuan, but at the same time alludes to the Huayangozi from the Jing dynasty, the oldest known gazetteer from China. The specific name honors the great Chinese poet. Can we get to him? Can we get to him? There we go. The specific name honors the great Chinese poet Li Bai, whose courtesy name was Taibaii. And there you have it. Huayangosaurus in a nutshell, people. So, like Gigantospinosaurus, interesting dinosaur as it served as what I want to say, or we just read, a very important and key factor to how the stegosaurians came along in later years. And with that being said, we've done our duty for today. We've fulfilled our Dinosaur Diary quota. Our next two entries are we're going to finally get to talk about are hybrids. And no, I'm not talking about Ankylodocus, Spinoraptor, and Stegoceratops, though they will be touched upon at a later date, and I will have them alphabetically sorted in my playlist when I start, as their entry, and I'll cover all three of those in one sitting instead of the two. So but thanks for sticking with me. Thanks for taking interest in dinosaurs like Gigantospinosaurus and Huayangosaurus. And I'll see you all next time in the upcoming Dinosaur Diaries. Later, people, and have a good afternoon.